It's been an interesting series so far. A couple of shutouts as the Angels shut out the Sox on Monday night. The Angels got shut out last night, and we've got matinee affair here in Chicago and a terrific pitching matchup. It is Game 3 between the Angels and the Chicago White Sox. Hi, everybody, from inside U.S. Cellular Field, we welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas. He's Mark Gubiza, the foul ball catcher. Hey, you mentioned the pitching matchup today, and I hope your hand is all right.
Perfect.
Chris Sale is on the mound for the Chicago White Sox. Garrett Richards going for the Angels. You talk about two fireballers, one from each side.
And Victor, speaking of hands are going to be hurting, both catchers' hands are going to be hurting throughout this game. With these two fireballers on the mound, Garrett Richards has real good numbers in his career against the Chicago White Sox. That power fastball, average around 95 miles per hour with the fastball, cut fastball, two-seam fastball. Slider's been good. His changeup improving, getting better each and every start. Look for him to use that one, certainly against these White Sox hitters. And then you're going to have to deal with Chris Sale, the power fastball he has, the arm angle he creates, nasty slider, good changeup he has, but it's always difficult to be able to track the baseball out of his hand and make a good pass. You got to make sure when he makes a mistake, you connect on it. Otherwise, he's going to be deep in the game, averaging over 7 innings per start. We have a great pitching matchup here today, Victor.
Garrett Richards looking for his first win. You see Sale with a 3-0 record. He's a tough guy to go against, especially on the offensive side, and especially with Mike Trout and Albert Pujols still yet to figure things out. But Mike Trout has figured out Chris Sale in the past. And when we return here to U.S. Cellular Field, we'll look back at that grand slam that Trout had against the Sale.
Four-game series between the Angels and the White Sox. A couple of New Jersey guys right there, Trout and Todd Frazier. South Jersey, by the way.
Yeah, Eagle fans, by the way.
Speaking of South, he went down south and got Chris Sale at the Big A a couple of years ago.
Oh, what a swing that was with the bases loaded, a 3-2 changeup from Mike Trout. We look back to last season. What a, and Chris Sale had said that was a very good pitcher's pitch. Who's looking 3-2 changeup against Chris Sale, but Mike Trout gets that pitch and drives it out for a grand slam versus Chris Sale. Eventually tied that game up, and the Angels end up winning that game. But what a swing that was for Mike Trout against one of the best left-handed pitchers in all of baseball, Chris Sale.
Terrific pitching matchup this afternoon. We're just about ready for baseball here in Chicago. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. Only at Jack in the Box. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Nice little afternoon for baseball here in the Windy City. The winds have died down compared to last night, and not too bad as far as the temperature's concerned. We're supposed to get some rain later tonight, but shouldn't threaten anything as far as this game is concerned. We're playing an afternoon game today as well as tomorrow because the White Sox only have one off day in the month of April. They're trying to give the guys, while at home, at least a couple of nights off so they can at least kind of decompress, if you will, as we take a look at manager Mike Scioscia's lineup. The Angels, they were decompressed last night by Matt Latos. It was a 3-hit shutout for the White Sox. We'll have Yunel Escobar leading things off and playing third base. Andrelton Simmons jumps up to the 2 spot. He's the shortstop in the midst of a 12-game hitting streak. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at DH. Cole Calhoun in right. Giovanni Soto gets a start behind the plate. C.J. Cron at first. Johnny Giavotella is in the 8th spot. He's the second baseman. And then Craig Gentry rounds out that starting 9. He's in left field. They're taking on the 27-year-old left-hander native of Lakeland, Florida by the name of Chris Sale.
And Chris Sale, good fastball, good moving fastball from a tough arm angle. 91 to 96 slider and changeup. My go-tos to be successful against Chris Sale is track his release point. That's so important to be able to see the baseball out of his hand. A lot of motion before he delivers, and don't miss the one. That means when he makes a mistake, he doesn't make a lot, but when he does, don't miss that pitch and do some damage.
Take a look at the defense quickly before the first pitch. Cabrera, Jackson, Eaton in the outfield, same as the first 2 games. Frazier, Saladino at shortstop for Rollins, Laurie, and then Sands at first base for Abreu. And Alex Avila sees action for the first time today behind the plate.
Saladino playing shortstop position has been very good, no matter where they have put him for a start this year. 15 in his career in that position. No errors for him. He's played some second, third, and short, but very good in shortstop position. Good throwing arm, too, with good range.
Think about today, too, day game. lot of glare today, so it might be a little bit difficult for hitters to see the baseball. First one this afternoon is cut on and fouled back by Yunel Escobar.
As if these two pitchers need any more help.
Right. These are the type of games, right? You're raising your hand.
Yes.
I'm good. I can go.
Yeah.
I'm healthy. Escobar, 293 average, a home run, 5 RBIs. He went hitless last night, going 0 for 4. Breaking ball is in there for a strike.
Escobar 2 for 4 in his career versus Sale.
Breaking pitch out towards center field. Austin Jackson moving over. He'll put it away for the first out.
And my Hyundai key for this game, another van from this Illinois area. Little REO Speedwagon. Only the strong survive. Again, have some good at-bats and battles at that plate, but look for that one mistake. Every good pitcher, no matter how good you are, you will make a mistake or two. You just got to capitalize on those mistakes.
1 out, nobody on, and Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Mentioned that 12-game hitting streak for him. Extended it to 12 with a 7th inning double into the left field corner. 278 average, 4 doubles, 3 runs batted in. Mike Soshi trying to change it up a little bit, especially with Sale. First opportunity for Andrelton to see Chris Sale. Never faced him prior to today's game. Angels with the loss last night. Found themselves at 6-8 on the year. This one's fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slow start for the Halos. They're 4-4 on this road trip. All things considered, I'd like to be great if you finish off a 6-4. If you could sneak out these 2 wins the next couple days. Simmons shoots one down the line, slicing out of play. Count remains at 1-2.
Chris Sale in his career 4-0 against the Angels, but Garrett Richards also 2-0 against the White Sox. So you have the right guy to be able to match up against Chris Sale and Garrett Richards today to scratch a few runs across, pick up a W.
Battle here between Simmons and Sale. Sale making his 4th start. 23 innings so far this year, 15 hits allowed. He struck out 23 and he's walked 3. He's been around the zone. Does not waste a whole lot of time either. Check swing. Did not go.
Always in that conversation as far as the Cy Young voting.
13-11 record last year in 31 starts.
Doesn't get a ton of run support though, and that's the big reason why you haven't seen him a consistent 20-game winner. He has 20-game winner stuff, that's for sure.
Backdoor breaking ball misses.
The craziest thing about him in high school, as a freshman, he was 5'8".
Yeah. He was a late bloomer, if you will. Payoff pitch, fouled back.
And it's normal for Simmons. He fights off a lot of pitches, puts the ball in play, good contact guys, work the count well.
Trout on deck. 3-2, and this one's out to center. Got him out in front with the off-speed pitch. 2 down.
And that's what makes him so effective, Sale, when you have to gear up for his fastball, but he can change speeds well, and he also has a very good slider that he throws backdoor to a right-handed batter, but also down and in. That's where the normally lineups loaded with right-handed batters against Chris Sale.
Trout takes outside. Mike hitting 220, 3 doubles, a home run, 4 RBIs. 0 for 3 with a walk last night. It's his reaction after that pitch. It's the one a little bit up in the upper part of the zone, but
that's the one you want to attack. don't know if Chris Sale remembers that changeup we showed. 3-2, perfect changeup down and away, and he hits out the center field for a grand slam.
This one lifted down the line, slicing away from Eaton, and he'll run out of room. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course he remembers the grand slam.
But he went changeup there too, down and away against him. Of course you always remember grand slam.
You remember random singles off of you.
Yes, I do.
That was pre-social media.
Yeah, exactly.
That grand slam got played over and over again as far as the highlights.
I remember my first win against Dave Kingman. Real happy about that.
Former Cub. Foul back. Wasn't very friendly to me as a kid.
Wasn't very friendly to me with the bases loaded either. In Oakland.
I bat boyed for the Cubs for a while. My dad was there. Late 70s. Try to remember, try to forget those things, Scooby. You just brought back bad memories. Single for Trout.
I'm always there for your enjoyment.
For my enjoyment. He was a big man.
Oh yeah. He didn't really necessarily shorten up his swing with 2 strikes.
Hey. He's one of the first guys that I remember. As much as I tried to forget that whole the interactions I had.
And again, glad to bring it up for you.
The big wide open stance in the batter's box. I mean, he had that huge stance.
Yeah, he did.
Almost no stride, if any at all.
Extremely strong forearms.
Albert up. It's down and in. Nice play by Avila.
It's not easy to be able to catch his hard slider, thinking backdoor slider well off the inside part of the plate. And that's what you're hoping for. Get a guy in scoring position, Mike Trout, advancing on a potential wild pitch.
Down and in.
You can see Sale is very quick to the plate, difficult to steal against. He's allowed 45 stolen bases and 69 attempts in his career. He's got 14 pickoffs, but if you go back to 2013, he allowed 19 stolen bases and 21 attempts. I think you still have to force the issue, even though he's quick to the plate. Press him there by having guys in motion.
Okay, Trout started to go, then stopped. Pujols. Skies went out to right center field. Now we're a little upset at himself that he missed that pitch. Jackson with 3 putouts in center will head to the bottom of the first scoreless. First here in Chicago, let's take a look at Robin Ventura's lineup for the Chicago White Sox at 9-5, a half game back of the Kansas City Royals in the Central. Adam Eaton leading things off and right. Tyler Saladino, the shortstop this afternoon. Jose Abreu DHing. Todd Frazier, the cleanup hitter in third. Malcolm Cabrera left. Brett Laurie in second. Jerry Sands gets a start at first base, and I think he's got the bubble gum off his cap. Alex Avila behind the plate. His batting eighth. Austin Jackson rounding out that starting nine as they take on Garrett Richards, making his fourth start and still looking for that first win, although he's thrown the ball well.
Yeah, this fastball has been very good velocity-wise. Slider, curveball, changeup, getting better and better. My go-tos for G-Rich to be successful. Better against righties. Righties hitting over 300, 324, and continue to use that changeup. Even use that changeup to right-handed batters.
Adam Eaton will take a strike. 327 average for Eaton. 1 triple, 3 doubles, 1 run batted in. Richards' last start was on Friday against the Twins. Gave up 2 runs. In his 6 innings of work allowed just 3 hits, struck out 6 and walked 1. Also hit a batter. Ground ball foul. No, yeah, it is foul. I thought it was foul. Joe McEwen, the third base coach. Ball must have had some serious bounce because off the bat it never even looked like it was going to be close. But the umpire Chris Conroy making the call.
Kind of a late swing on that one.
Look at that thing. It's like it wanted to spin back.
I know. Tell you what, if you roll a baseball down, especially down the third base line, even first base line, it will roll back, but that was a little bit too hard to do so. Watch the guys bunting yesterday right down the lines. It will roll back into fair territory, just like at the Big A.
One, 2 on the way. A little flare towards short. Simmons is there. 1 down. A great pitch in on the hands. Let's take a look at the defense for the Angels. Greg Gentry at left, Mike Trout in center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield with Yunel Escobar and Andrelton Simmons on the left side, Johnny Giovitello and C.J. Cron on the right, Giovanni Soto behind the plate.
Yunel Escobar getting another start there at that third base position. 171 in his career at third base. We're 1,000 in shortstop, but more and more acclimated for that position. You saw it last year with the Nationals. Very good so far for the most part here at third base for the Angels.
Tyler Saladino, San Diego native, takes a strike. Came into the game late on Monday defensively. He's 3 for 11 on the season. A couple of runs batted in. And he rips one out to deep left field. Turned on that fastball. The Sox have a 1-0 lead. First of the year for Saladino.
Quick on that fastball upstairs. We talk about it so often now with Richards. Fastball up, even though it's firm, 95, 96, it flattens out and straightens out. Right out over the heart of the plate. He's able to bring his hands up, got the barrel of the bat on it, and gives the White Sox an early lead. Talked about it as my go-tos, right-handed success for Richards here. The righties have been hitting him well against him. 324, which is shocking considering the stuff that Garrett Richards has. Firm fastball, great slider. That's why I think he's going to use his changeup to negate that looking all that hard stuff from right-handed batters against him.
Abreu takes a breaking ball for a strike. First baseman up to a slow start, DHing this afternoon. 220 average. He homered yesterday. His 3rd of the year, has 6 runs batted in. 1 for 4 game for Abreu. They wanted to peel. He went around. One and 2 count. Tight game throughout last night. A couple of solo home runs allowed by Shoemaker. It's 2-0 until the 8th, and then the Sox opened it up with 3 runs in that bottom of the 8th. Jam, a little pop-up, shallow left. Simmons back out. Almost seems like with that swing and the one that Eaton had, that's what they're trying to do, is get in on the hands of right-handed batters. That's where he wanted to pitch Saladino.
Exactly. Brewers had a tough time early in the season with pitches on the inside corner against him, or off the inside corner. Jammed on that one.
Todd Frazier takes a strike. Homered as well. Matter of fact, he had the first home run last night. Came off the second. It was his third of the year. 182 average. It's a couple of doubles, 7 RBIs. No one.
It's a pretty good pitch.
So Giovanni kind of hold it there for a second. It's Gabe Morales calling the balls and strikes today. Paul Nart at first, Jerry Meals at second, Chris Conroy at third. Little number back to the mound. He's got it. The underhand flip. The inning is over, but the Sox take a 1-0 lead on the Saladinos' first of the year. 1 in the second, 1-0 Chicago. Cole Calhoun, Giovanni Soto, and C.J. Cron to face Chris Sale. Sale gave up the 2-out single to Trout, nothing more. 3 fly balls to center. Calhoun at 327. 3 doubles, a home run, 6 RBIs. 0 for 4 last night. It's downstairs.
Boy, lefty batters against Chris Sale since becoming a starter back in 2012, hitting batting average exactly 200. This is the 3rd lowest. It's left-handed pitchers against left-handed batters. Kershaw and Smiley just a little bit better than Sale.
Doesn't help with that lanky body across the way he throws across his body as well, coming at you.
It's amazing. Both these pitchers completely opposite, lefty righty, but they both throw across their body. Opposite side of the pitching rubbers. Sale on the third base side, Richards on the first base side. It's generally just the opposite for right-handed, left-handed pitchers.
Caught the corner. Evens the count at 2-2.
It's never fun when you get a borderline pitch call. That looked like it was a little bit off the corner.
And some guys don't need help.
No.
Reaching for this one. Bounce over to third. Barehanded by Frazier. And out at first is the call.
Well, Frazier's made some really good plays at third base in this series. It's not an easy play. Using the bare hand, the only chance he had on this play was using the bare hand. coming in on the baseball, all in one motion. Strong throwing arm over the first base, and Sands able to get that one as Cole just misses beating out an infield hit.
Giovanni Soto at the plate. Take down low. Soto 6 for 16 so far with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Home run off a tough left-hander Sean Doolittle at Oakland. Proved to be a game winner. Dribbler. Third base side. Sales got it. 2 down. Host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite at Angel Stadium. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Visit angel.com/suites for more info.
If I'm CJ Cron right now, I'm looking at something if we get middle innings to try to drive it, tie the game up.
Puts this one out toward right field. Adam Eaton drifting back. It's playable for him. Shy of the track, he'll put it away. The Angels go down in order as a shutdown inning for Chris Sale. 1-0 Sox as we head to the bottom of the second. The home run in the first inning. There's Richards to face Cabrera, Larry, and Jerry Sands here at the second. 2 pop-ups and a ground ball out. Garrett around that home run. Melky Cabrera 320 on the year. Double, 1 triple, 5 RBIs. Triple was last night. Brought in 2 in that 8th inning to drive one out toward left center field. Trout was shading him that way. I'll take that. 1 pitch, 1 out.
No better feeling when you're on the mound. You get a quick out like that. I don't even care if they square it up as long as it's an out. You're fine.
Brett Laurie at the plate, second baseman. 1 for 4. Picked up an RBI single last night's contest. 283 average. Fourth big league team for Laurie. Up with the Brewers. They traded the Toronto Blue Jays. Sean Markham deal, right? Yeah. Went to the Oakland Athletics. And now with the Sox.
I really thought Sean Markham was going to have a really good, long, effective career. Injuries slowed it down. He had that power sinker.
Got the Brewers to the playoffs, though, in 2011. It's the Diamondbacks.
CC Sabathia on that team, right? Going every 3 days.
2 balls and a strike. Overcast skies here. Lights are not on, at least not yet. And a walk. First one issued by Garrett. Puts a man on. Brings up Jerry Sands. Sands today getting the start over at first base. The Brave DH. 28-year-old last year was with Cleveland. 66 games in AAA, 50 games with the Yankees. One ball, no strikes. Sands originally in the Dodgers system. Traded away. He's played with Tampa, Cleveland in the big leagues, other than the Dodgers. Three infielders on the left side. Right side of the infield completely open. 2-0.
Career-wise for Soto has thrown out 27% of would-be base stealers, which is pretty quick to the plate. The first time these two have worked together in a regular season game, Richards and Soto.
Trying to chase that high fastball. Two other games that are currently ongoing in Major League Baseball. Cardinals leading the Cubs 4-0 in St. Louis. Cincinnati leading Colorado 3-2 in the 7th. Everything else at night tonight. This one's through the hole on the left side. Jammed him, but Sands fights it off for a single. So 2 on with 1 out.
Another right-handed batter with a hit against Richards. Runs the fastball in, brings his hands in enough. Didn't get the barrel of the bat on it, but good enough part of the bat to get it through the infield. And I think at some point for Richards, he's done a nice job against lefties as far as utilizing his changeup. Lefties only hit 206 this year. So righties hitting 324 coming into the game. Everything is hard. Hard slider, hard fastball. Maybe even he can use his curveball or changeup against right-handed batters to get him out in front and make that fastball and slider better.
Alex Avila, the former Tiger, his first season with the White Sox. He'll take a strike. Alex, just a 136 average. No extra base hits, no RBIs. 3 for 22. Down at Navarro got the start behind the plate in the first 2 games of the series. Now, I don't know how he did get hit.
I don't know how Soto caught that.
Exactly.
Not only catch, keep it in front. I have no idea how they did not hit him. That's a hard overthrown curveball. Not a slider, but his curveball. Keep that front shoulder in, just like you see for hitters. Same thing for pitchers.
One ball, two strikes. Miller last year, just 67 games with the Tigers. 191. He's had to deal with concussion issues and foul balls last couple of years. Got to the big leagues for the first time with Detroit back in '09. Best season, I guess, would have to be 2011. Hit 295, 19 home runs and 82 runs batted in.
Real good numbers for a catcher.
Tough decision for his dad, the general manager of the Tigers.
Maybe not. Yeah, how about that?
Letting him go.
Yeah. Lends for some good conversations at dinner during the offseason.
Al took over the Tigers when Dave Dombrowski left, stepped down. Dombrowski now with the Boston Red Sox. 1-2 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Again, talk about Soto, first time catching Richards in a regular season game. He's done a nice job as far as blocking some pitches in the dirt. Another speed pitch. Hits the ground. You see the difference how that baseball redirects when it hits the dirt and ends up hitting him in the bicep of his left arm. He's thinking the way it's spinning, the breaking ball is going to go one way and ends up going the other. That's why it's so difficult for a catcher to block breaking pitches in the dirt.
First and second, 1 out. Piece of it keeps his at bat alive.
We're early in the game. This is a big moment right now, especially when you know who's thrown on the other side.
Haven't seen too many off-speed pitches yet from Garrett.
No.
Is that a product of in the bullpen when you're warming up? You don't have a good feel for it?
Can be.
Don't have the confidence in it?
Can be. When you have 4 pitches in, well, actually 5 when you talk about 2 different types of fastballs, sometimes you let go of one and maybe it develops as the game progresses.
Play Avila to pull on the infield. The 3 guys on the right side. Simmons at the bag right now is playing up the middle. Brett Laurie, the base runner, at second. Jerry Sands at first. A walk and a single for those 2 guys, respectively. 2-2 again. Ground ball to second. Giavotella feeds Simmons for 1. Into an easy double play to end the inning. 2 complete in Chicago, and the Angels are trailing at 1-0. Cellular Field. Hey, folks, every fan matters. The Angels take on the Seattle Mariners coming up on Friday. That's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a double logo baseball cap courtesy of AAA while supplies last. Visit angels.com and get your tickets. Mariners in for 3, then the Royals in for 3. Angels will wrap up this 4-game series tomorrow afternoon.
A warmer day for Angel fans to sit at the ballpark as compared to last night.
It was Frio last night. Johnny Giavotella takes ball 1. Angels sending up 8, 9, and 1. Giavotella, Gentry, and Escobar. Sale, no strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit allowed. That was to Trout with 2 outs in the first. This one's hit sharply to short. Saladino has it. 1 down.
Even though that's an out for Giavotella, that baseball was hit good. Hitting on the line, that's something that Dave Hansen has been talking to him quite a bit of late. You see that in there, guys saying a good swing. There's nothing you can do about it. Hit that baseball well, but Saladino right there to field that one, but it's still a good swing for Giavotella.
Craig Gentry, 154 with a double and a couple of runs batted in. Ortega got the start and left last night. Gentry back in there today. Craig takes a slow breaking ball for a strike. It's an 0-2 count. Gentry goes down swinging on a high fastball. 2 down. When you go 88 mile per hour, get it over fastball, a slider, and then you run 95, the express right by you.
That's what makes him so difficult to hit, and mix in that arm angle he throws at. Arms, legs, glove, all that motion, and then slings it in there. Difficult to track. Let's talk about, as far as go-tos, is tracking that release point. It's not easy to do that.
Escobar hit a fly ball to center field to lead off the game.
Remember Bobby Grits once telling me, as a hitter, what you try to do is, especially with somebody with a different arm angle, is look for the batter's eye and just keep staring at that one zone to see if it comes out of that spot, and then eventually you can track out that arm angle.
Check swing foul. Count remains at 0-2. Fouled out. Bad crowd here today for Wednesday afternoon. Work day, school still in session. Last night a little light, but the Blackhawks were playing.
Exactly.
Down and in. This win for the Ducks last night. A much needed win last night.
Anderson, really good in net for the Ducks.
Kings go tonight, right?
Yeah.
Sharks. 2-2.
More important game tonight for the Kings to get back in the series. Otherwise, the Sharks being a commanding 3-1 lead if they can pull that one out. So huge one again. Overtime win the other day for the Kings.
Simmons on deck. 1-0 Chicago. Third with 2 outs. This one pulled over to third. Frazier had a lot of spin on it because he's got his feet tangled up there, but figures it out. Throws out Escobar as the Angels go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Still Chicago on top.
Ram trucks, and with the shift on in the infield, Johnny Giavitello playing more in the hole. Andrelton Simmons playing on the second base side of the base, but because of the ground ball, he has to go to a different angle to cover the base. And a perfect flip from Johnny Giavitello, a ground ball to complete a 4-6-3 double play to get in position and quickly turn it. Shortstop generally come across the bases compared to going back to the base. Well done by the infield for the Angels with the shift on.
Austin Jackson leading things off, and Garrett Richards delivers a strike. Open up this plate appearance. Jackson to center fielder, 195 average. 1 double, 4 runs batted in. 1 for 3 game last night with a single and a walk. There's a breaking ball for a strike.
That was a real good curveball to throw to a right-handed batter. Usually fastball slider. Good decision by Richards and Soto.
Ground ball to short. 1 away. Back to the top of the order we go with Adam Eaton coming up.
Important now for communication. Richards and his corner infielders too, especially with Eaton, will drag a bunt or even push a bunt down the third base line.
Eaton got jabbed, popped out to Simmons in the first. Native of Ohio to Miami University. Miami of Ohio.
Miami of Ohio.
19th round pick by the Diamondbacks, 2010. Two balls and 1 strike.
This is where one of my old teammates, Charlie Liebrand, I thought went there. I always ask him, you went to the U? He goes, yeah, the U of Miami, Ohio.
3 balls, 1 strike. The U, huh? The other U?
Yes. Miami's playing real good in baseball this year. I think it's the last I checked, #1 in the nation. Always a good baseball program.
On the corner. Full count. He thought he had worked a walk. One free pass for Garrett Richards. No strikeouts. Tyler Saladino's on deck. He homered in the first to give the Sox a 1-0 lead. Payoff on the way. Dribble foul. He was part of that 3-team deal with the Angels. Diamondbacks. Netted the Angels, Hector Santiago and Tyler Skaggs.
Tyler Skaggs is scheduled to pitch tonight.
His third rehab start.
If everything goes well, maybe one more. We may be seeing Tyler Skaggs before too long.
Overthrown fastball, and it's a walk. That'll be the second free pass issued by Garrett.
Shoemaker did a real nice job last night. Threw the ball very, very well. Tropiano has done a nice job himself. Part of this rotation.
Tropiano gets locked up against Felix Hernandez Friday night. Just returned home.
Not that you check those things out as a starting pitcher ever, who you're getting locked up against.
No, that's our job.
Yes.
We get to talk about it. Hector Santiago will go on Saturday against Iwakuma, then Matt Shoemaker. Wade Miley, lefty, on Sunday afternoon. Ball and a strike. Pardon. One ball, no strikes. Saladino, his first home run in the first inning. He 68 games last year for Chicago. 7th round pick. And Oral Roberts University. Any friends that went to Oral Roberts?
Yeah, there's a lot of people from the Philly area would go out there. Good basketball program, as I recall. Pretty good baseball program also. Remember getting recruited there, believe it or not, back in the day.
They were, I don't know if they still are. They were an NAIA school for a long time. I'm not sure if they decided to go D1. They're always good at baseball.
Yes.
The NAIA program. Eno with the walk. Good lead over at first. White Sox like Saladino. Like his potential. Not sure they were ready to give him the everyday job. So they brought Jimmy Rollins in. Last year in the 68 games at 225 with 4 home runs. Eaton takes off. The pitch is down low. The throw down to second is a good one and safe at second base. It looked like Eaton came off the bag, and it looked like Giovatello tried to apply the tag.
And Mike Soch is looking in at Dino Ebel.
I think he may have done a little swim move
to avoid a tag. Initially, it looked like he kept a tag on him. Picking the right pitch, try to go something off speed, a slider.
That looked like he got him. Maybe not.
Avoided the tag there. And then kept his hand on the base, but you wonder, it looked like initially I thought he tagged him before he able to got his hand back down on the base and did not disengage with the base at all, but picks up his first stolen base of the season.
Just a third for the White Sox. That matches the Angels. Two-one count on Saladino. One out.
That was a firm fastball there, inside corner, 97.
By the way, pretty good throw by Giovanni Soto. Quick release.
Especially on a slider, though. That was located downstairs. That was a perfect pitch. You talk about throwing a slider exactly where you want to throw a slider, and Mike Scioscia's asking exactly where this is, and he had every right to ask where it is. That's got a lot of the lower part of the strike zone.
A constant theme on this road trip. Umpires for either side calling that bottom part of the zone. Ball strike three, rings him up this time. You got nothing to be chappy about. Should have been rung up the previous pitch.
And this is in the strike zone also. This is a fastball, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Right there, lower part of the strike zone, located in an unhittable spot at 97 from Richards.
Saladino's argument is, well, you didn't call the previous one. You threw it in the exact same spot.
Now, if Richards consistently throws that fastball there, it's unhittable. 97 at the knees, outer part of the plate. If anything, you hit that ball on the ground.
Eaton at second, 2 outs. Abreu takes upstairs. First baseman DH today. Popped out his first time up. Grid location. Similar to the pitch that got Abreu to get jammed and pop up to Simmons. Trying to keep it a 1-0 deficit. One run in the first. Angels of Simmons, Trout, and Pools coming up in the fourth.
We've seen Giovanni put a pickoff on a lot at second base. Richards looking back at him, Eaton with a pretty good lead, but Trout playing so deep, it's a dangerous throw if it gets away from Giovanni.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Garrett seems a little more deliberate today as far as pace is concerned.
Could be by design just to slow things down so far. He's thrown the ball well. No wins yet. Certainly been in position to win a number of the games. Locked up against some very, very good pitchers early on here, including Jake Arrieta to start the season. That's what happens when you're the ace of a staff. At least for a while, you'll be locked in against the number ones, and then eventually it changes around with off days and rainouts and things like that.
And he got him swinging. The ball gets away from Soto. Strikeout, wild pitch. Eaton advances to third. So the inning continues with Todd Frazier coming up.
One of those breaking balls with that reverse spin as it gets towards the plate. Not an easy play for a catcher. Keep that in front. Third wild pitch. The season for Richards. It's always part of Richards' game. A lot of times when you have that good of stuff that he has, you're going to get some wild pitches. Last year 17, the year before 22 of them.
Frazier hit a little number back to Richards to end the first inning. Down and in.
.35 home runs last year, which was a Cincinnati Red record for a third baseman. Consider all the hitters they've had over the years wearing that Cincinnati Red uniform. Impressive.
Dangerous count here. 2 balls and no strikes.
And if you're Richards, you just got to forget about the fact he could have been through that inning with the swing and miss against Abreu. Gets away from Soto. Very difficult block. It's good pitching it back. Even though it was elevated, 8 or 9 mile an hour differential in the slider there as compared to his fastball. As you can see, the Frazier was sitting on a fastball. He's out in front, unable to pull the trigger.
Eaton over at third base. Abreu at first. 1-0 Chicago. We're still in the third. 3 balls, 1 strike.
So far there with 55 pitches, throwing 32 in the strike zone. And some movement. Again, working with Soto for the first time in a regular season game. A little bit different than what you see in spring training.
Goes back to the breaking ball. Neutralizes Frazier. Full count. 2 outs. Abreu is going to be on the move from first.
And looking fastball again, able to throw that slider in there. Very similar to the one he threw earlier in the count. You go back to the hard slider, or you try to paint a fastball away.
Abreu takes off. 3-2. Popped him up. Shallow right. Cole Calhoun will come in on it. Long inning for Garrett Richards, but no damage. 3 in the books. 1-0 Chicago. Chicago Like I said, it was a long bottom of the third for Garrett, but hey, that's all you can ask for is you get out of it and keep it a one-run deficit against Chris Sale.
And you know you don't have a lot of room for error, and you got to make a perfect pitch. In his mind right now, and Garrett's stuff has been good. Through that inning, it's a very good hitter in Todd Frazier. Fly ball out on a slider away.
Simmons, Trout, and Pujols against Chris Sale. Has one strikeout. No walks, one hit allowed. Hamilton put a fly ball to center field in the first. At bottom of the third, 15-minute half inning. This one's out to right. He will put it away for the first out.
One thing about Chris Sale, he doesn't mess around. When he gets ahead of the count, he tries to finish you off as quick as possible.
Trout 1 for 1 with a base hit up the middle. He was down with the foul. Last 5 plate appearances now for Trout against Chris Sale. A single, double, walk, and a home run. Prior to that, he'd been 1 for 10. Fastball caught the inside corner, 0-2.
Backed it up with another fastball inside, just off the inside corner. Very effective. When you throw a fastball in, if you back it right back in with a fastball at the same spot, very difficult for a hitter.
Check swing foul, and that got the dugout quickly. Weaver pointing to Trout and saying, feel free to hit it that way. There's plenty of field that way. Weave at the end of the bench. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Try to go back inside again. That one at 95.
It's one of the few we've seen him kind of elevate, dropping the elbow a little bit. Albert on deck. 2-2. This was ripped up the middle, a base hit. 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Trout's 2 for 2.
Track that baseball very, very well. That's that short swing we're used to seeing from Trout. 2 base hits today. It's a pretty good pitch. 92-mile-an-hour fastball, especially after 95 the pitch before, and a number inside stayed back on that well and shoots that up the middle.
Albert will bat. A man on and 1 out. See if Trout gets on the move here, trying to figure something out against Chris Sale. Get the offense going. Albert just missed a pitch in the first inning. Ended up hitting a fly ball to center. Trout takes off first pitch. Throw down by Avila, and it is in time. A quick release and throw by Alex Avila.
Yeah, I thought he had a good jump. He was going to be successful on that one.
2 down.
And quick to the plate. That catch it through the quick release. Just got that tag down before, you see right there, before he gets his hand in for Trout.
(1-0) in tight. 2 balls, no strikes.
You can't throw that much better than what Avila did. What a quick transfer, and fired that ball to second.
Just a 6th opportunity the Angels have taken on the base paths this year. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Still, I think you have to press the issue and take a shot. It's like Richards' fastball last inning, an unhittable spot against Saladino. That was unhittable, a backdoor slider.
Two count with 2 outs here in the fourth, down 1-0.
Yeah, he's starting to pick up velocity on his fastball as the game's progressing. He's averaging about 7 2/3 innings pitched on the season. It's a little bit out of the strike zone, not by a lot.
Albert goes down looking, and he does not like the call by Gabe Morales. Second strikeout for Sale. The Angels still down 1-0. Sports West is brought to you by Subaru Loves Promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. And by El Pollo Loco. Try the new signature avocado tostadas today. White Sox on top 1-0. It's the bottom of the fourth inning. It is a scary proposition facing Chris Sale. That's what you feel like after you face him.
Yes.
I guess. Albert Pujols taking a called strike 3 to end the top of the fourth. Cabrera, Laurie, Sands.
Certainly no one's going to bother you in your seat, that's for sure.
Albert wasn't happy, but it did catch the bottom part of the zone.
Change up for Richards. He hasn't thrown many change ups. That one a little quick on that one. It's very difficult as the game progresses, especially here now in the fourth inning, to be able to incorporate a change up. Now he came back with a very good one on that one. It's good to see him use that pitch.
Cabrera hit a fly ball to center field leading off the second. So he's 0 for 1. .61 pitches thrown by Garrett, 37 of it strikes. 2 punch outs, 2 walks, 2 hits allowed. A single and a home run. Off speed, bounced over to Simmons. One down.
3 really good changeups in that sequence by Richards against Cabrera. Gets him out in front, and a ground ball right at Simmons.
Like you said, it becomes harder and harder, but kind of odd that all of a sudden, second time through the order now. All right, let me try it. See if I can get something out of it. You can get some quick outs out of it, especially.
And that's what you want. If you're an ace of a staff, you want to establish that you can count on me to be in that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning every single start. And to get that chance to do so, because his slider and fastball are so wicked at times, you see foul ball swings and misses, that you're going to have long at bats, a lot of pitches thrown. So you need that changeup to get a quick out with it. And it makes your fastball better.
Today's the first time that we've seen, this is 4th start of the year, which he's labored. Not outwardly showing it or anything like that, but you can just absolutely tell that he doesn't have the command that he would like to have.
Yeah, he's missing some spots.
And that said, it's still a 1-0 game.
And you can see the differential in the speeds here so far. He's at 81-mile-an-hour curveball, but also 98 on the fastball.
Three balls, no strikes. Brett Laurie worked the walk in the second. Head of the count here. Takes a strike. He's 5 for 14 against Garrett in his career. There's a walk.
That's a pretty good spot also. And not getting those calls lower part of the strike zone. 95-mile-an-hour fastball outside corner. Look at our Fox tracks. It's going to hit that outside corner. Whether we're starting to see that from umpires not calling that low strike, calling the high strike, and we've seen that,
right,
to potentially see if scoring will go up because of the high strike as compared to the low strike.
Well, that changed the strike zone, I guess.
Remember they were talking about this below the knees or just above the kneecap.
Sands flips one foul. He picked up a single to left in the second inning. First, or easily getting back. Wrap up this 4-game series tomorrow here at U.S. Cellular Field. Jared Weaver going up against John Danks, lefty. 6-game homestand beginning on Friday. Sands a long look down to Joe McEwing, third base coach for Chicago.
Certainly a good count for a hit and run, 2-1 with one out. More than likely a sign from the bench. Socha has always been known to love to put the hit and run on with a 2-1 count with one out.
Not a big lead for Brett Laurie. Takes off though. Hit and run is on. A throw down to second base, and he is out at second. 2 outs.
Both catchers have been throwing the baseball well. Quick on transfer. And there's no contact made on a hit and run, you're in trouble as the runner. Out by quite a bit. It's the baseball getting there quickly. Although with replay, you never know if that foot got there quick enough. But Richards got rid of the baseball quick enough, did not get a replay.
I thought he was watching that replay. Maybe the foot got there ahead of the tag.
And the ball certainly beat him there by quite a bit.
Full count on Sands. Three-two on the way. And Sands goes down swinging. Soto will throw down to first, complete the strikeout. One to the fifth. Angels down 1-0.
Consistent hitter for the Halos so far this year. 7 for 20 against left-handed pitching. Also facing a very tough left-handed batter here tonight. And Chris Sale going to get on base and get the offense rolling at some point against a very difficult pitcher.
Calhoun, Soto, and Crone. Chris Sale with 2 strikeouts and 2 hits allowed. Both singles. And both allowed by Trout. Call a ground ball to Frazier in the second. 0-2. Both teams with 2 hits.
Boy, Cole thinking, okay, he goes away on the first pitch and he paints a fastball in on him. I think he's going to try some sweep and break a ball away.
Flips this one out to left field. Melky Cabrera comes in. 1 down.
And now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Giovanni Soto coming to the plate. Knows Chicago very, very well. 2008 NL Rookie of the Year. We had 285 with 23 home runs, 35 doubles, and 86 RBI. Played for the White Sox last year.
The hole there, no balls and 2 strikes. With a bouncer back to Sale. His first at bat in the second inning. Takes a breaking ball. It's a called strike 3, 2 down.
We talked about Sale. He doesn't mess around when he gets ahead of the count. He tries to finish off a hitter as quickly as possible. Backdoor breaking ball as a hitter, you're giving up thinking that's off the outside corner. Brings it all the way around and catches the corner. That is so difficult for a hitter to hit because you read that pitch out of his hand. It's a ball.
And in your mind, you're gearing up for 95. See that ball released, and all of a sudden you're thinking it's a fastball away. Oh, wait. Cron tried to hold up, couldn't. It's an 0-2 count. CJ with a fly ball to right field, back in the second.
And if you're a youngster, high school baseball, little league, college, watch what Chris Sale does. He doesn't think he has to set someone up when he's ahead of the count 0-2. He just goes right after the hitter. Sometimes you get so caught up in, I'm going to set him up on this pitch to be able to get him out the next, and before long it's 2-2, 3-2, and you throw a number of pitches instead of finishing off a hitter right away when you're in a commanding position.
Jammed him, fouls it off.
Again, hitters against Chris Sale this year, a 128 batting average on his fastball coming into this game. It's the 4th best in baseball.
Fastball away.
Just missed off the outside corner. You think he's going to try that backdoor slider once again. But as a hitter, at some point you hope that he makes a mistake, gets a little bit too much at the plate, and that's the one you can drive.
He thought he had the strike zone there. Took a half step toward the dugout.
Almost if CJ Cron was looking away, gets a fastball, just misses the inside corner.
2-2 now. Off speed away, full count. Sale, a very competitive guy, so just angry with himself not executing that last pitch. 3-2. This one's hit to short. Sounded like Cron broke his bat. Saladino on the first. The Angels go down in order. Head to the bottom of the 5th. Still Sox up 1-0. Los Angeles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. One nothing Chicago, bottom of the fifth.
Tell well out in the outfield grass and right field with the shift on.
Going off speed, first pitch on Avila. White Sox catcher grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second, so he's 0 for 1.
See Johnny right out there in the outfield grass.
That's driven out toward the alley in right center field. Nobody's going to get this one. One hopper off the fence. Avila on his way to second. He will stop there. It's a leadoff double.
Solid game defensively for Avila today. Now picking up a double. First of the season. Extra base hit wise. Fastball pretty much down the heart of the plate at 95. The pitch before being a changeup. I think in terms of his potential bunt for Austin Jackson here. Still with Avila at second base, if it's not bunted perfectly, you might have a shot at a play at third.
Jackson grounded out his first time. Take some stairs.
Not bunted. Now you're a first baseman, C.J. Crow, and you're charging in, anticipating a bunt. Maybe having to play at third. The hitter takes that one as if he was going to swing. Moves back now.
Late on the fastball. Evens a count at 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Super Joe.
High energy guy.
Yeah. Now he bunts. It's on beauty on the third base side. Bare hand fires it over the head of Crone and down the line. A run comes in and Jackson will stop at second. 2-0 Chicago. They had the out at first too.
Yeah, Richards got off the mound quickly. Gets bare hand and quickly throws, but gets underneath the throw and into the runner going down the line. Difficult play for a first baseman. And I think what it came down is Robin Ventura saw that swing, the pitch before by Jackson against Richards, and said, okay, let's put the bunt down now. He bunted it perfectly on that side of the infield, forced him to throw the first.
2-0 Chicago. Nobody out to sacrifice bunt and an error on Richards. His first, 8th for the Angels. Here's Adamy. 0 for 1 with a walk. Lofts one out toward left. Gentry broke back, now comes in. 1 out.
But if you're Robin Ventura and the White Sox, that is not a productive out there by Eaton. We're hoping at the very least for, if you're the White Sox, they had a ground ball to the right side of the infield to advance Jackson. See if Richards capitalize on that one now. Get through this inning, no more damage. Otherwise the infield would have been forced in. Jackson can run, so you got to keep an eye on him. If you're Richards, bury your look back to second.
Saladino 1 for 2 with a home run and a strikeout. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Oh, 2. Called strike 3. Down goes Saladino, 2 down. 4th strikeout for Richards.
Locked him up with a slider twice in a row now. Struck him out looking. Good break to that pitch. Still some work to do for Richards.
Jose Abreu 0 for 2 with a pop-up and a strikeout, although he reached on the wild pitch. Strikeout in the 3rd. Looks one out to right. Cole there. And a 1 throwing error cost the Angels a run. 5 complete. 2-0 Chicago.
Fox Sports West is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. By Infinity, visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. And by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org.
Halos down 2-0 as we begin the 6th here in Chicago. Game 3 of a 4-game series. Shutout yesterday. Total of 3 hits. Today, just 2 hits against Chris Sale. Got a Givatella. It's a strike. Both of those hits owned by Trout. Johnny hit the ball sharply in the 3rd inning, but right to Saladino. One ball, 1 strike. Johnny came in batting 125 with 1 RBI. Shoots it foul.
Sale pitches to both sides of the plate so well. Away, fastball, backdoor slider, occasional changeup. Inside with his fastball, 4-seam, and a slider down and in.
Let's hit out toward left field, chasing Cabrera back a couple of steps. 1 down.
Hyundai key for this game. Talked about only the strong survive. So far it's been very difficult against Sale, but still quite a few outs to be able to get some runs left against Sale here in this game. You've got to be able to square up a baseball. No sense to try to work counts against them. If you get a fastball early, do the damage quickly.
He's only allowed 2 base runners. Those are those singles to Trout in the 1st and 4th. Gentry struck out in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. Grounds this one to short. 2 down.
Look at this game so far for Sale. So good as far as first batter coming into this game. 91.5%. First batters he has faced, he's gotten out. He's done that throughout this game. Allows you more comfortable in the mound when you get that leadoff hitter out each and every inning.
Escobar 0 for 2. Now 0 for his last 10. Takes a strike. Bat slipping out of the hand. I don't know why people think that's so amusing.
Right away slipped out of the hand. A lot of times you'll see that go flying into a dugout or above a dugout. Boy, Sale in his career against the Angels in this ballpark, 2-0 with a 1.10 ERA coming into this game. Been very good once again here.
Breaking pitch, ground ball to short. Saladino's been busy. Taylor's again down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. White Sox leading it. One countries that's beyond its reach. Tune in for our special documentary, Cuba Baseball's Final Frontier, Sunday at 4, following the Mariners Angels, right here on Fox Sports West. Garrett Richards facing Frazier, Cabrera, and Laurie here in the 6th inning. Angels down 2-0. Four strikeouts, 2 walks, and 3 hits allowed for Garrett. Frazier comes up 0 for 2. First pitch fouls it back. Frazier comes to the plate. Frank Sinatra playing in the loudspeakers. Big fan. Jersey guy. Either come fly with me or fly me to the moon are his 2 choices.
Good choices though.
Yeah. Foul back. That one's above us. No balls, 2 strikes.
That was a little quicker coming up in our area.
Yeah.
That's fine going a little bit higher. Was just a little bit high.
Just a bit inside. Change the eye level.
Yeah. Giovanni Soto set up a high target, but it was over the plate. That was well over the head of Todd Frazier. Slider a little overthrown, especially when you throw a pitch that high the pitch before. Very difficult to get back into your good mechanics, and you see that residual effect. Pitch right after that high fastball. Going fastball in.
Jamming. It's fouled back.
I think right now for Richards is stay under control. That hard slider down and away should be able to get a swing and miss. Threw a slider. We got a piece of that one. That's frustrating when you throw a perfect 97-mile-an-hour four-seam cut fastball. Somehow Frazier was able to at least get a piece of that to foul that one off. Now this could be a time where you see the frustration. You mentioned that earlier, Victor. The frustration you see at times today from Richards. A curveball would be good.
This one's lined to center field. Trout will play it on the hop. Gary very angry at himself.
We're talking about different pitch scripts for Richards to be successful. We talked about his changeup, even that curveball potentially right there. That pitch right there, I thought he could have been able to throw in there. He throws his changeup, which I think he should throw a few more times to right-handed batters. His slider has been very good in 2- and 4-seam fastball. So he has 5 very good pitches he can go to, but I still think a little bit more so go to that curveball and changeup, even the right-handed batters.
Frazier takes off. He had a running start. That's a stolen base. He went first. Movement.
And the reason why he did that, he saw that Richards was frustrated. And not much of a lead. He just takes off with the momentum going. Former White Sox and Red Sox back in his day. Carlton Fish used to do that quite a bit. Just kind of drift out and then just go.
Cabrera drops a bunt. Back to the mound. Sacrifice advances Frazier over to third.
More likely to force the infield in now for Mike Scioscia. A little better on that play by Richards. Stayed in an athletic position, fielded that bunt, stayed low, and then threw over the first base. Like what happened to him earlier on the one he threw away. Stays low. And that's important to be able to get that throw over there to first base. Surprising though to Cabrera at that point would bunt. He'll take that out now, force the infield in.
Fred Laurie coming up. You know, it's interesting, Gooby, is the fact that there's action in the White Sox bullpen. Eric Johnson getting ready.
got recalled this the other day when the bullpen was used quite a bit.
Prior to last night's game. Infield is in. Brett Laurie has been up twice and he's walked twice.
That's the pitch you want to throw. 0-0 count. Right-handed batter up. You want to try to jam him, and that's exactly what Richards tried to do there with an up and in fastball, not allow Brett Laurie to get his arms extended to drive home this run.
Two balls, no strikes. The Angels have action in their own bullpen. Great. Molly is getting ready. They're going to walk Laurie here with Jerry Sands on deck. It's a 3-walk game for Laurie.
Mike Scioscia is anticipating his two probabilities. One, potential ground ball double play, but also with Sands a potential strikeout. He struck him out in his last at bat, although he did have a single his first at bat against Richards.
First time in his career that Brett Laurie's drawn 3 walks in a game. Jerry Sands a 1-for-2 game with a single and a strikeout. Doesn't take Malley long to get ready. Johnson, by the way, in the bullpen is a starter, has been a starter at the minor league level. It'd be an odd time for him to be quote unquote getting work in. It's in there for a strike. Maybe that's all it is he's doing.
Like you mentioned earlier about Chris Sale being competitive. He's making sure he's getting his work in now in between innings and not see him back there warming up when he's on the mound.
One ball, one strike. Sands will start at first base this afternoon with the Brave DH. 100 pitches now for Garrett.
Pitches thrown, 59 of them strikes. 59% as far as strikes to balls ratio today for Richards, a little bit lower than normal.
Two balls, one strike. 2-0 Chicago, bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and third.
Now you have that shot right now on a 2-2 count to get that big strikeout.
Avila on deck, left-handed batter. Full count.
Maybe the last batter of the game for Richards potentially. Avila lefty on deck and Malley ready down in the bullpen. Looks like they're going to bring the infield in now.
Anticipating that Laurie's on the move.
That's the only thing you can think of.
Doesn't go. Sands shoots one down the right field line, slicing out of play.
Yeah,
got a chance to get a double play and get out of it.
Huge pitch here for Richards. And the Angels need a punch out.
Malley just looking on from the Angels pen out in right center. 104 pitches thrown by Garrett, 61 strikes. Larry takes off and is swinging a miss and throw down to second base. Giovitelli covering, and they do not get Brett Lawrie. And it's a stolen base.
It looked like Brett Lawrie went off the base as he slid into there. It was a matter of Giovitelli keeping the tag applied. But a big strikeout, though, for Richards. See right there, he's off the base, but no tag was applied at that point by Richards. I mean, by Giovitelli. He's looking to make sure that Richards did not try to go home.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the third out there. So what are you worried about the base runner at third base? John had never fully got back to the base to begin with either, so kind of feeling for the sliding Brett Lawrie.
It's a pretty good throw, quick throw once again by Soto.
So Richards is going to face Avila with runners at second and third, 2 outs. Avila doubled his last time up. Came around to score on the throwing error. Tight.
And we got a fastball hit after a changeup the pitch before. Fastball 97. So still good velocity on the fastball for Richards. Just trying to get through this inning with no damage.
Blew it right by him. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Angels have Simmons, Trout, Pujols coming up in the 7th. Been a tough go against Chris Sale. It was a tough go last night against Matt Latos. Nate Jones. .13-hit attack and a 7-0 win on Monday, but the bats have been silenced since. One and two.
Four-seam fastball 97. For the Angels have not scored a run. Very important for Richards to prevent any more runs being scored against him in the club right here.
Three infielders on the right side. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Avila goes down swinging, and Richards gets out of it. 6 complete. Halos down 2-0. Insurance. On a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. 2-0 Chicago. We begin the 7th. Angels have 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Nice job by Garrett Richards to keep it a 2-run deficit by striking out Sands and Avila.
We were talking about there were some angry fastballs to finish off that inning against Avila. And a fastball upstairs firm. He was throwing 97 in that inning.
109 pitches and more than likely done for the game. Andrelton Simmons leading things off. He will look at a strike. Simmons 0 for 2. Fly ball to center, to fly ball to right.
Looking to get on for Trout, who's had 2 good at bats against Sale today.
Ground ball. This one over to third. Frazier has it. 1 down. Trout 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Five for 15 down his career against Sale.
On back-to-back sliders, a little bit off those last 2.
Almost look like get it over sliders. Pujols on deck.
You don't mind that swing. That's a good count to let it go. Try to do some damage. Fastball hard at the plate at 94. Had a good swing. No contact though.
Three balls, 1 strike.
So far in this game, Trout has really tracked the baseball well out of Sale's hand.
Seems to be a comfort zone against Sale.
Over to the upper part of the strike zone.
Three-2 now to Trout. This one's fouled off. Back to the fastball.
Drifted out over the plate. Looked like Avila wanted the fastball in. Missed location. Both these pitchers today have been lighting up that radar gun, that's for sure.
As expected. 3-2. Something off there. Sale's thrown 95 pitches, 66 for strikes. This one's hit towards short. One hopper. Saladino has it. 2 down.
He's been real good at shortstop position today. We highlighted him starting the game as far as his defense, and he hasn't disappointed White Sox fans, that's for sure. It's a tough in-between hop play. And a strong throwing arm.
And a Doc Holliday goatee to boot.
Yes.
Good guy.
Oh, yes, yes. There's no doubt.
Off speed, Albert. Pujols, a fly ball to center field, a strikeout looking in the 4th. 3 strikeouts for Sale, no walks. Doesn't it seem the pitch count is higher than it should be for Sale in the 7th inning? Sure hasn't made it seem as if there's been a lot of deep counts.
No. There's 3 strikeouts in the game. No walks. Cooper's got to be happy with what he's seen, as normal you would see from him. Look at the pitch count per inning. Quite a few in the first, 21 of them, but everything else pretty consistent. And doesn't waste any time on that pitching rubber.
1 ball, 2 strikes. First round pick by the Sox in 2010. Florida Gulf Coast University.
Very, very competitive. You mentioned that earlier. You can see when he makes a mistake. Thin, loves to eat, loves cheeseburgers. You need a lot of them.
Who doesn't like cheeseburgers?
I was going to say, but he's got that great metabolism. He can eat a bunch of them and still stay that thin.
This one up the middle, but it's Brett Laurie playing on that shortstop side. The Angels go down to order 3 ground ball out. Stretch time, but it's still 2-0 Chicago. It's a Saturday. The Angels take on the Seattle Mariners at 6:05 and enjoy postgame fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Visit Angels.com to get your tickets today. Sox up 2-0. Garrett Richards back out on the mound. He's got 9-1-2 coming up here in the 7th. The Angels have action in their bullpen. I think it's a 1-batter situation here.
I'm thinking it's a possibility. Then after Eaton, who's a lefty, you have a number of right-handed batters following him, though.
.110 pitches for Garrett. Austin Jackson. A ground out and a sacrifice bunt. He's 0 for 1. Malley up and loosening once again. Mike Bourne has joined him. Nate Jones getting loose now for the Sox. Fouled off. Headed toward the seats.
Still great life with the fastball and velocity for Richards.
Ground ball left side. Junel Escobar has it. Now they're calling a foul ball. Nobody called a foul ball until the third base umpire, Chris Conroy, did.
Escobar's like standing there like, what happened there? There's no call.
Austin Jackson. That ball hit off his foot. Or...
definitely hobbling as if it did. It looked like it did. But no call right away.
Yeah.
See here, angle. Yeah, right off the top of the foot.
Two balls and two strikes. Home run of the first inning by Tyler Saladino, giving the Sox a 1-0 lead, and the throwing error on the sac bunt by Jackson brought in the second run. It was in the 5th inning. Rangers have not had a man reach second base. They've only had 2 base runners. Now it's Trout. He got stranded in the first, and in the 4th inning, one on the first pitch to Albert, and he was thrown out trying to steal.
Scioscia was asked the question about the offense and the team struggle in the beginning part of the season this morning. When you're facing a guy like Chris Sale, you don't have many opportunities to be able to score runs.
Full count.
His runs per game down so far this year, a little over 3.
Foul ball. In case you're wondering, the most pitches that Garrett's thrown in a ball game, 122, and he's done that twice. That's against the Dodgers in August of 2014 and at Minnesota last September.
Be the 9th pitch of the at bat, more than likely last batter. Richards.
Three-two. This is line to left. It'll hang up for Gentry. 1 out. Here comes Mike Scioscia. Got a lefty and a righty ready to go on the bullpen, and that's going to be it for Garrett. Somewhat frustrating afternoon for him. Didn't have his best stuff, but you talk about almost matching zeros with Chris Sale.
I mean, that's the thing about Richards. I mean, he might not necessarily have best command, but his stuff is so good that he'd limit the opponent to just the 2 runs.
And a third innings 2 runs, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts. He issued 4 walks. 1 was intentional. 3 of those to Brett Lawrence. Are in and out, who's in, who's out. Garrett is done. And Greg Malley comes on to face the left-hand hitting Adam Eaton.
And Malley with that good fastball, different angles himself, just like we saw throughout this game for Chris Sale. And also has a good changeup and slider.
Eaton 0 for 2. Popped to short, a walk, and a fly ball to left. Second appearance of the series for Malley. Went 1 inning Monday, allowed 1 hit. Everything else zeros. One ball, 1 strike. Could not hold up. Escobar in on the grass at third. There's a bunt. Malley off the mound, bobbles it. Infield base hit for Adam Eaton. Got to it in plenty of time, too.
And quickly off the mound. He's trying to turn his body. And look at the grip of the baseball. Did everything right as far as turning his body to be able to have a straight throw to first base, but did not look at the baseball necessarily all the way into the glove.
Tyler Saladino, the batter. 1 out, 1 on. Saladino 1 for 3, a home run in the first, struck out the next 2 times up looking. First one up and away. Check swing foul.
So far this year, the starting staff for the Angels has been pretty good. ERA at 3.31 for the starters. Another very good start from the starter today. Garrett Richards, we saw it last night for Shoemaker. Shoemaker solid himself.
This one hit to short. Simmons on the one. Hopper's got it to Giamatella on to Crow. Inning-ending double play. 7 complete. Still, Sox leading at 2-0.
Today, as we head to the top of the 8th. Coming up on the SoCal Mazda dealer post-game show. This one started as a pitcher's duel. White Sox capitalized on a mistake by Garrett Richards early on. Jose Mota's going to break that down. We'll talk about Mike Trout stay in the box. his adjustments to manage the Angels' only 2 hits on the day. He was caught stealing, of course, guys. It was interesting as Mike Socha remained hopeful about the offense before this one because he said, we have a whole other gear we haven't even been able to shift into because we got to get guys on the bags.
Yeah, trying to be aggressive, Jeannie. That's the thing. It's cost him. Not many guys in position to be able to try to put a hit and run on or straight steal this limited amount of base runners. And when you're facing a guy like Chris Sale, you're not going to get many of those chances.
He's back out here for the 8th. Calhoun, Soto, and Crone. 10 straight retired by Sale since giving up the single to Trout. The 4th, Cole pulls it foul. Calhoun 0 for 2. A ground ball to third and a fly ball to left. 16 straight scoreless innings now for Chris Sale.
Chris Sale averaging 7 2/3 innings pitched this season. 3rd best as far as starts per game. He may be indeed only in there for one batter here with the lefty Cole Calhoun.
Cole, foul at the plate. Nate Jones, the righty, Zach Duke, the lefty, for the White Sox in their bullpen. Soto on deck. Cole fouls it off.
Now that was a pretty good pitch for Cole to do some damage. He had a good hack at that one. You know, that's at 95 miles an hour. It was upstairs. He was looking away, whether it was going to be a breaking ball or fastball, and he was on that one.
Much better the first couple of weeks of the season at looking away, especially behind in the count, although he's a guy that likes to hack early on in the count. That hit him.
And you wonder with that fastball away, that's the reason why Sale came back in with the fastball, and he hits Cole. Setting up in, Avila is, but the fastball right on the hip area for Cole Calhoun. First leadoff man of the game against Chris Sale here in the 8th, and Robert Ventura going to go to the bullpen.
It's just the 3rd base runner of the ball game, and that's going to be it for Sale. A pitching change here in Chicago. Right-hander Nate Jones coming out of relief of Chris Sale. The Angels down 2-0. The Angels. John Danks has struggled this year. He will toe the slab for the Sox.
Yeah, another guy who works extremely quick. Day game, get a little breakfast before the game and ready to go for a day game tomorrow.
It's tomorrow's starters presented by Honda. As Chris Sale is done. 108 pitches. Chris Sale. He departs. The man at first base. Giovanni Soto at the plate facing Nate Jones. He pitched 2 innings last night. Picked up the 2-inning save, his first save of the year. Fastball gets away from Avila, and the Angels finally get a man at second base.
It's not often where you're excited to see Nate Jones with that 94 to 99 on the fastball and slider, but after seeing Chris Sale, you'll take that shot.
Easy for us to say we're excited about it.
No. Mislocation by a lot. And off the glove. Now a runner at second base for the first time.
Tight. 2 balls, no strikes. Giovanni 0 for 2 with a bouncer back to the mound and a strikeout.
Soto with that big home run against Sean Doolittle. We're back in Oakland. That's part of this trip, right?
Yeah. Once upon a time. Takes a strike. Jones worked a perfect 2 innings, striking out 2. Last night's game. He wasn't going to. Robertson was ready to go in the 9th, but then the Sox struck for 3 in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 pitch. Soto gets jammed and pops it up. Shallow left. Saladino's down there. 1 down. Follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. 1 out, 1 on. Here's C.J. Cron. Fly ball to right and the ground ball to short. Takes a strike. Sale, 7 innings, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit batter.
The outfield playing extremely deep. Cabrera almost on the warning track. Jackson deep. Eaton for him a little bit deeper than normal.
I like that qualifier for him. Oh, got jammed and foul it off behind the Angels dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. One and 2. Giavatella on deck.
Especially with this count now for C.J. Cron, you're just trying to make contact. You can flare one into the outfield for a single.
Jones pitched just 19 games last year, recovering from Tommy John surgery. Upstairs. Two balls and 2 strikes. Native of Butler, Kentucky. Northern Kentucky University. Calhoun at second. 1 out. Down goes Cron. 2 outs.
Hard slider pulled off on. Unable to make contact. It's a sharp slider, 88.
Two outs, man at second. Johnny Giavitello up. Johnny 0 for 2. Ground ball out and a fly ball to left.
He's missed twice in this series of hitting his first home run of the season.
Ground ball left side, tough play. Frazier cuts it off, gets rid of it quickly. Low throw and a bobble at first base. Sands came up with it, but just could not control it. So Giavitello will reach. Runners at the corners now. Probably an error on Frazier.
So you're going to see a pinch hitter also. Low throw by Frazier, cutting across. A good play there to all that coverage with the low in between hop off the body as he tried to control it. Did not do so before Giavitello steps on the base.
You know what? Sands, watch right here. He tries to roll it into his hand as opposed to just kind of,
if he kept
just kept it in his body. Exactly.
He would have got the call.
Not move. Rafael Ortega has come out to the on deck circle. Robert Ventura's coming out. We've got Robertson ready to go in the bullpen. That's their closer. And
I think we're almost looking back to see if that was an out or not.
Yeah, Jerry Mills, the crew chief. Yeah,
he wants to check it.
Yep.
Didn't seem like he had control of it. See the low throw on the body as he's trying to maintain control. There's a bobble there still as his foot's on the base.
Yes. I mean, the mere fact that he's rolling the ball into his bare hand tells you that he did not have control.
No, I mean, there's no control at that point. That's a great angle by our guys picking that one up.
Call in the field is safe. It stands right now. It's an error on Todd Frazier. But going back to what we were just talking about, if he had just, the ball hits his body and he's got it pinned with his arm to his body, don't move.
Yeah,
they get the out.
There. Exactly.
Right.
But by letting it roll down his body to be able to maintain it with the bare hand, there's still movement. And that's a really good call. Paul Nart right there to call that one. I think they're going to be quick on that decision. Safe, like we thought.
Call's confirmed. So Paul Nart had the call correct. Here comes Robert Ventura. Now he's got to take him out, right?
Yeah.
He made 2 visits. He went out to the mound, asked for the challenge, and now he's coming back out. So he's got to pull Nate Jones. He's going to go to the bullpen. So Robertson is going to come into the ball game here. Rafael Ortega has been announced as a pinch hitter.
They're making sure of the announcement of the hitter. And now they're going to the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, that's automatic. It's a second visit. Pitching change. We are in the 8th. It's 2-0 Chicago.
2 outs because the Angels are threatening. Because of this play that's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. Slow roller as Todd Frazier cuts it off with a low throw. And Sands tries to scoop it, unable to maintain control. You see right there the movement on the body, and that's the difference maker as Giavotella is safe on the error at first base, and the Angels threatening first and third with an opportunity to do some damage.
Dave Robertson comes on to relief. Looking for that 4-out save. 6th game, no record, 5 innings. 34 saves last year in his first season with Chicago. He had 39 saves for the Yankees 2 seasons ago. And it's Rafael Ortega pinch hitting here. With Calhoun at third. And Giavotella over at first base.
Robertson fastballs at 91 to 95. Very good curveball.
Ortega, big swing and a miss. Rafael 1 for 12 since being called up. Last night 0 for 4. It's starting to rain here at US Cellular Field. Ortega fouls this one back. 0-2.
Well, one of the most important thing is by not making that play allows Mike Trout to have a chance to make a plate appearance in the 9th inning now, if not earlier.
Down low. Short lead for Giavotella at first. Ortega fouls this one back.
A pretty good pitch to do some damage.
No extra base hits, no RBIs. His brief big league career for Rafael Ortega. He's got a man at third, Calhoun, and at first, Giavotella. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Off the plate. How about a baseball and a half?
Melky Cabrera shallow and left and toward the foul line. Austin Jackson shading Ortega the opposite way toward the alley and left center. Yunel Escobar on deck, the leadoff man. 2-2. Check swing. Held up. Full count.
Robert Ventura didn't like that. He was quick to jump up with that one.
Neither did Don Cooper. They're both yelling at Chris Conroy, the third base umpire.
Real close, tough to tell on that angle, though. He was able to control the check swing.
Sands plays behind Giavotella. Johnny's going to be on the move here. 3-2 with 2 outs. Down 2-0 in the 8th.
Gabbert could tie it because of that fact.
There's the payoff pitch. Ortega hits one toward the middle. Brett Laurie goes to a dive. Can't get it. 1 run is in. Giavotella is over to third. He'll be stopped right there. It's a 2-1 game. And Yunel Escobar will bat with the tying run 90 feet away.
How big is that now, getting Escobar an opportunity to swing the bat? Good at bat by Ortega. Worked into a full count. Hits that ball hard and just off the glove of Brett Laurie. Stayed back on that. Well, that's a good level swing too. Barrel the bat on it, just off the glove. The runner going, you're not going to have him forced at second anyhow. That's going to be a base hit regardless.
Yeah, it's a
but
hit and an RBI.
He gets able to go to third base, so a wild pitch could even tie the game up.
First career run batted in for Rafael Ortega. Yunel Escobar 0 for 3. Fly ball to center and a couple of ground balls to the left side of the infield. Down and in. Dug out by Avila.
That's how important that runner being able to go over to third base. Giavotella break the ball in the dirt. First pitch gets away from him. Tie game.
Take it. First base could be on the move too. He's got good speed. Good lead for him. Escobar fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think it depends on the count. If it gets to 2 strikes, I got to send him. If anything, you can stop in the middle of your run and get a run down and allow Giavotella to score.
Inning started with Cole Calhoun being hit by a pitch from Chris Sale. Sale's last batter. 1-1. Escobar bounces this one to third. Frazier backs up on it. Gets rid of it quickly, and the Angels are done here in the 8th. They get a run, and we'll head to the bottom of the inning with the White Sox leading at 2-1. Gets charged with a run, but it was an unearned run because of the error of Todd Frazier, but nothing more. It's a 2-1 game. 58 box score. The White Sox today with 5 hits. Garrett Richards allowed 4 of them. McMalley gave up 1 in his 2/3 of an inning, and now it's Mike Morin taking over on the mound to try to keep this a 1-run deficit. He's got Abreu, Frazier, and Cabrera, so tough task for the right-hander pitching in his 9th game already this year.
Very important to keep it as a 2-1 deficit. Anticipating a low-scoring game, and it has been to this point. You got the right part of your lineup coming up, the top of the 9th, so keep it at a 2-1 deficit if you're Mike Morin.
Steady drizzle falling here, but nothing serious. Abreu 0 for 2. Pardon me, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. We'll look at a strike. Serving as a DH today with Sands getting to start at first. I mentioned that ninth inning for the Angels. Simmons, Trout, Pujols. Looking further, it's Calhoun. This one's fouled back. Soto toward the netting. Will not make the play as it hits the net. No balls, 2 strikes. Change up rolled foul.
Well out in front of that changeup at 72 miles an hour, especially when you're dealing with Richards all game long, throwing 95 to 98.
Rafael Ortega, by the way, stays in the game. He's in left field. He pinch hit for Craig Gentry.
First career RBI.
We read you those numbers that first game as far as the struggles that both Garcia and Abreu have had on that inside part of the plate, the low batting average the first couple of weeks of the season. The Angels made a concerted effort to really pound him inside with that fastball. Breaking ball down and away.
Those both have outstanding power to right center field. They get their arms extended.
Prior to the series, Avisail Garcia first, lowest batting average in Major League Baseball on the inside pitch. Abreu 4th lowest. 2-2. This one's popped up left side. Andrelton Simmons calling for it. 1 down.
Simmons, who will be leading off that bottom of the ninth, trying to keep his hit streak going.
12 Wagos.
See him get that 13 game hit streak going today. And that last at bat to set up Trout. With the potential go-ahead run if Mike Moore could through this with no damage.
Frazier takes a breaking ball for a strike to third baseman, 1 for 3. Singled in the 6th, also stole a base. That was a big inning, by the way, that 6th inning for Garrett Richards. Already a 2-0 deficit. He got to a situation where runners at the corners with 1 out. Eventually struck out the last 2 guys, Sands and Avila, to get out of it. Upstairs, 1-2.
That was a decision where Mike Scioscia intentionally walked Brett Laurie, trusting that Richards can get a punch out, especially if Sands got that one and then finished off with Avila.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Melky Cabrera on deck. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. 3 men left on for the Angels. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. 6 stranded by the Sox. Payoff pitch. Tapped to foul off the body. Horn ready. And another 3-2 to Frazier. Got him. Off speed. 2 down.
Change up at 73. See that circle change up grip. Bottom drops out. 73-mile-an-hour pitch. Swing and miss for Mike Moore. Perfect location in that pitch.
Cabrera 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. Just missed down and away. Cabrera fouls one back just below us. Man, I was ready.
You were ready for that one,
I was
weren't you?
ready. Standing up, stretching the legs. But I'm not sticking my hand outside the booth.
That would feel
No
real good to
chance.
have that slam the baseball and your hand against that cement. That'd be perfect.
The hand would be permanently impaled into the
You have
concrete.
that Three Stooges hand working right now when punching into a metal pole.
Yep. This one fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Moore trying to finish off this 8th inning. Simmons, Trout, Pujols coming up in the 9th. Soto wants that pitch on the inside part of the plate. Leaked a little bit. It's a shallow left. Simmons and Ortega going out. Simmons calling for it. A 1-2-3-8. We head to the 9th. The Angels down a run.
Simmons, who made a nice play to finish off the inning, leads off the top of the 9th, trying to make a comeback. Rival and reigning World Series champion Kansas City Royals at 3:30 p.m. Pacific in a game you can only see on Fox Sports 1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Top of the 9th, 2-1. White Sox lead it. The Angels have the part of the order that they would like up in these type of situations.
Simmons has to be loose again from running as far as he went to get that pop-up. Wow, he's one of the best I've ever seen on the coverage on those pop-ups. We saw it at the start of this road trip in Oakland.
And so far, he has gotten to them and been able to, for the most part, camp underneath it.
Yep.
Nice job by Moore to keep it a 1-run deficit. That's all you can ask. Andrelton 0 for 3. 2 fly ball outs and a ground out. Robertson came on in the 8th and gave up the single to Ortega before getting Escobar to ground down with the tying run at third base.
Robertson not real good career numbers against the Angels either. In 22 2/3 innings pitched, 14 earned runs.
That's hit out towards center field. Austin Jackson comes in and he'll make the basket catch. Well struck by Simmons. And it's the first out here of the night.
It was well read off the bat by Austin Jackson because that ball was hit right on the line. Can't hit it any better than that.
Caught that in the heel of the glove too. Trout 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a ground out. Breaking ball in for a strike.
It's that fastball, although it's cut fastball, start in and then bring it back. Watched a great one over the years throw that cutter like that. And Rivera with the Yankees, an all-time greatest closer.
Foul at the plate. Garrett Richards 6 1/3 today. 2 runs, 1 earned. Malley 2/3, Bourne 1. The 0-2 lays off. Chris Sale went 7 innings plus a batter, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, a hit batter, 1 run unearned. Nate Jones 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout. Now Robertson trying to pick up the 4-out save. One-two to Trout. Hit sharply to the left side. Diving stop by Frazier. Gets up quickly. Throws to first. Sands can't come up with it. Ball gets away. Trout falls down. He's going to try to go to second. The throw from Sands is in time. Nice recovery by Sands, but the minute Trout fell down when he lost his footing, probably time for him to return back to first base.
Yeah, that little bit of drizzle made the grass a little bit wet. And Frazier's been everywhere at third base, but a low throw, unable to be picked out. But Sands, what a recovery he made and a good throw. The second. Trout trying to avoid the tag. And the tag on the shoulder just before the hand. The base, but that slip. Grass a little wet. The drizzle we've had the last couple of innings. And a good tag, too. Salandino.
He gets credited with an infield single, but thrown out for the second out. So it's up to Albert Pujols. The Angels down to the last out. Fastball for a strike. Albert 0 for 3. A fly ball to center. A strikeout looking and a ground ball to second.
That's a good swing. High fastball. Straight back by Albert. A little cutter that stayed elevated. Albert didn't miss that by much. That's a ball he can hit out the right center field.
Very deep in left is Cabrera, and playing him to pull Austin Jackson pretty much in left center field. Halo's down to the last strike. 1-2 from Robertson. Albert fouls it back.
Another good swing, and you can tell by the reaction from Robertson, he didn't get exactly where he wanted that pitch thrown. Wonder if he'll come now with his curveball. No, there's a man at the plate with 562 career home runs who could hit that ball the other way and out of the ballpark.
One, two again. Albert checked his swing. Did not go.
Those are a couple good swings on fastballs. You kind of anticipated that breaking ball thrown. Clearly did not cross the plate.
Halo's got a run, unearned run in the 8th inning to draw themselves within 1. And a tight game that we anticipated between Chris Sale and Garrett Richards. We got it. Let's see what Albert could do here. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The pitch. Albert, chopper back to the mound. The Angels drop this one by the final of 2-1.
Boy, Chris Sale now improves to 4-0 in the season. Robertson is 6th save. Saladino with a home run. Nice tag on Trout in the 9th inning here as Chicago continues to pitch extremely well. They win game.
Very few opportunities for the Angels offense today as they manage a total of 4 hits. They drop game 3 by the final of 2-1, setting up the finale of this 4-game series tomorrow afternoon. Jared Weaver on the mound against John Banks. 2-1 the final. Sox win it. Stick around. Angels Live post game is coming up next.